Hey guys, I'm s7yler, and in this video I'm going to review the new UMI Plus. Few months ago UMI released the models called Super and Max, so today let's check the Plus.
Are you ready?
First of all, we see that the Plus has a new, thinner and more round design. It does look better than the previous UMI phones, but keep in mind that this phone is also pretty big. Actually a bit bigger in the hand than other 5.5-inch phones. The top and bottom parts are made of plastic, while the back cover is in metal. At first look, the build quality and finish looks okay, but if you look closer you may notice small gaps at the plastic parts. The phone seems thinner than it is because of a smart design trick where they have used a thin metal frame with a curved backside. If we look at the specifications, the phone is powered by the Helio P10 from MediaTek with a full HD 5.5-inch display from Sharp. It has a big 4000 mAh battery, 4GB RAM and 32GB storage, a 13 megapixel main and 5 megapixel front camera. It also features a multicolored notification LED, gyroscope sensor and dual SIM with support for a micro SD card. Unlike previous UMI phones that came in a cardboard box, the UMI Plus comes in a box made of plastic. There's included a USB Type-C cable with an extra long connector, and there is something strange about this USB Type-C because, as you see here, compared to other USB Type-C cables, the connector is longer, and I was actually not able to use other cables than the original in the UMI Plus because they could not be held in place and sometimes fall out or lose the connection. Then there's a pin to open the SIM tray and a big fast charger, same type as included with the UMI Super, that will charge the phone in about 100 minutes. The fingerprint scanner works okay for me. It unlocks just by touching it. My only complaint is that I don't think that it is that fast, because on my Xiaomi Mi 5 and CUK C2 the front scanner is much faster to unlock. But still it works and it's okay. On the front we find the home button with a fingerprint scanner. You can press down on it, but you can also just touch it. The glass is 2.5D curved with some kind of light protection coating on the top. In the bottom we see some holes. On the left we find the microphone and on the right the speaker. In the center we have the USB Type-C. On the left side we find a dual micro SIM tray and a smart button that can be used as a shortcut to apps. In the top we have a standard 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right side we find the power and volume buttons. And what I don't like is that the power button is a bit loose, while the volume buttons feel okay. The plastic parts look like they were put on by hand in the factory, because if you look closely, there are small gaps between the parts and the cover, which isn't perfect, and that's a shame. In the top we have a noise cancelling microphone, the 30 megapixel main camera and a dual tone LED flash. So let me do a 360-degree turn. The phone has a comfortable grip, but as you see it is also pretty big, and actually even bigger than the previous UMI phone called Max. Let's also have a close look at the dual micro SIM tray. Here you can also place a micro SD card in tray 1, but then you can't use the dual SIM functionality and limits it to one SIM card in the second tray. The UI is very fast and almost stock. I here installed some additional apps myself, but it came out of the box with nearly no unwanted apps installed. When you just touch the home button it will return to home. To the left and right there are in fact also hidden touch buttons, menu and back. When you hold the home button down it will open the recent apps. But it is also possible to swipe up and see on-screen buttons, and the order of these can also be changed inside the settings, more to that later. Here are the quick toggles, And let me just scroll fast through some of the settings. The only special things to mention is the shortcut button setting, where you can assign an app to the button on the left side. In navigation bar you can change the order or add a drop down for the notification bar. And last, a quick look inside About Phone and the firmware and build number. Now a sound test with the built-in speaker. The sound is loud but without any kind of bass. And the nice thing is that the YouTube app on this phone can play with full HD at 60 frames per second. Next up, let me show you the excellent viewing angles of the display from Sharp. Everything is clear and crisp, you can always see the picture. And now to some gaming. The phone handles games pretty well, but in heavy 3D games you do sometimes notice some few frame drops. The camera is average fast, and UMI are using a special camera app with a lot of settings that you can tweak, which is nice to see because I'm so sick of using the stock MediaTek camera app in all China phones. The camera performs okay in the correct lighting conditions, but the details and colors are not amazing. It also really depends on the user because it is very important to hold the phone steady. Any movements can make the pictures blurry. So in the rest of the video I will show you info, try out different test apps and do various stuff with the phone. In this part I will not talk, but just turn up for the music. My final pros and cons will come in the end, so stay tuned if you want to know my conclusion.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
We are now in the end of this video, and here my final conclusion. The design and materials used are nice, and it's very comfortable to hold in the hand thanks to the curved back. The user interface is fast and the camera shoots some average pictures. Also, it is nice to have a notification LED, and the shortcut button on the side and also fingerprint scanner on the front is very convenient. I was also happy to see that the battery life is excellent on this device and that it doesn't have any strange battery drain as seen on some other China phones. The downside is that the build quality is not perfect, especially on the plastic parts on the backside. There are small gaps and the transition is not completely smooth. The fingerprint scanner could unlock faster in my opinion, and the Helio P10 SoC is not really recommended if you are a 3D gamer. You also really need to like a big phone, because it is bigger in the hand than many other 5.5-inch phones. GPS is also a small issue. GPS does work, but the GPS reception is not always the strongest and the stability could be much better. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.